Abstract, despite surging interest in artificial intelligence within human resources, most organizations remain in the early stages of their AI journey, with two-thirds having less than 1 year of implementation experience. This article synthesizes research and practitioner insights from David Green's comprehensive September 2025 HR Analytics review to examine why many HR departments struggle to realize value from their AI investments. The analysis explores the implementation gap between AI ambition and business outcomes, revealing that successful organizations prioritize workflow redesign over technology adoption, take a product-centric approach to implementation, and maintain a focus on human oversight. The article provides a structured framework for HR leaders to move beyond pilot implementations to achieve scalable, value generating AI applications that augment rather than replace human capabilities. Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming how organizations approach talent management, employee experience, and HR operations. The promise is compelling: enhanced productivity, deeper insights, and more personalized employee services. Yet, as recent studies from Insight 222 indicate, most organizations are still in the early stages of their AI journey in HR, with 56% in their first year of implementation and 11% not having started at all. Green, 2025. This implementation gap between AI ambition and realized value represents a critical challenge for HR leaders. As chief people officers and CHROs face increasing pressure to demonstrate return on technology investments, understanding why AI implementations succeed or fail has become an urgent priority. This article addresses the growing disconnect between the considerable resources devoted to AI in HR and the often disappointing outcomes. By examining both the barriers to effective implementation and the characteristics of successful approaches, it provides HR leaders with a practical roadmap for moving from experimental AI applications to scalable, value generating implementations. The AI in HR landscape. Defining artificial intelligence in the HR context. Artificial intelligence in HR encompasses a spectrum of technologies that simulate human intelligence to perform tasks, learn from experience, and make decisions. These range from narrow applications like automated resume screening to more sophisticated implementations such as chatbots for employee self-service, predictive attrition models, and most recently, agentic AI systems that can autonomously execute complex workflows. For clarity, we can distinguish between three primary categories of AI deployment in HR. Automation AI, systems that perform routine, rule-based tasks without human intervention, such as processing leave requests or generating standard reports. Augmentation AI, tools that enhance human capabilities by providing insights, recommendations, or decision support, such as candidate matching algorithms or performance prediction models. Agentic AI, advanced systems that can independently execute complex processes, make contextual decisions, and learn from interactions, such as AI interviewers or employee experience agents. Green, 2025. This progression represents increasing sophistication, but also escalating implementation challenges and potential organizational disruption. Prevalence, drivers, and distribution. According to Insight 222's People Analytics Trends study, the vast majority of organizations are still in the early phases of AI adoption within HR. Among 372 companies surveyed, 56% were in their first year of implementation, while 11% had not yet begun. Green, 2025. This finding aligns with the industry observation that most organizations remain in early stages of AI maturity rather than progressing to more advanced implementation phases. Several key drivers are accelerating AI adoption in HR. Efficiency imperatives. Organizations seeking to reduce administrative burden and operational costs in HR functions. Talent scarcity. The need to make better talent decisions in competitive labor markets. Employee expectations. Growing demands for consumer-grade digital experiences at work. Strategic pressure. C-suite mandates to demonstrate HR's contribution to business outcomes. However, distribution of AI implementation remains uneven. Industries with higher digital maturity, technology, financial services, and telecommunications, are significantly more advanced in their HR AI journeys compared to healthcare, education, and public sector organizations. Even within industries, there is substantial variation based on organization size, with larger enterprises more likely to have implemented multiple AI use cases in HR compared to mid market companies. Organizational and individual consequences of AI implementation gaps. Organizational performance impacts. The failure to effectively implement AI in HR functions carries significant organizational costs that extend beyond wasted technology investments. As reported in Green's September 2025 review, a McKinsey article highlighted that many companies are struggling to generate value from their AI investments, with some even retrenching, rehiring people where agents have failed. Green, 2025. These performance gaps manifest in several measurable ways. Productivity shortfalls. Organizations with implementation challenges often see minimal improvements from their AI investments. Strategic misalignment. Organizations struggling with AI implementation frequently report disconnects between HR capabilities and business needs. Value realization challenges. Thai People's analysis found that companies taking a value creation approach to AI implementation outperform those focusing primarily on the technology itself. Green, 2025. One particularly concerning trend is what McKinsey researchers term AI retrenchment. Organizations abandoning AI implementations and rehiring staff to perform functions that AI systems failed to effectively handle. This pattern appears in organizations that rushed AI deployment without sufficient workflow redesign or change management. Green, 2025. Individual well-being/stakeholder impacts. The implementation gap also affects individual employees across multiple dimensions. HR professionals. Many HR staff report elevated stress and diminished job satisfaction when asked to work with AI systems they perceive as unreliable or poorly integrated. Line managers interfacing with AI enabled HR systems express frustration when outputs require significant verification or rework. The AI slop phenomenon, low quality or inconsistent AI outputs, creates additional burden rather than alleviating it. Green, 2025. Employees, end users of HR services, experience fragmented journeys when AI implementations fail to integrate smoothly with existing processes. Workday's research indicates that employee trust erodes due to unclear communication around AI, with 44% of employee comments made in organizations' internal employee surveys mentioning strategy and AI are negative. Green, 2025. Entry-level workers. There is growing evidence that poorly managed AI implementation disproportionately impacts early career professionals. Stanford research documented a 6% absolute drop in employment for workers aged 22 to 25 in high AI exposure jobs, while employment for workers aged 35 to 49 grew by over 9% in the same period. Green, 2025. Evidence-based organizational responses. Workflow-centric implementation approaches. Organizations successfully bridging the AI implementation gap consistently prioritize workflow redesign over isolated technology deployment. McKinsey's research indicates that focusing on end-to-end workflow transformation yields greater value than siloed AI implementations, emphasizing it's not about the agent, it's about the workflow. Green, 2025. Effective approaches include process mapping before technology selection, documenting current processes, identifying pain points, and designing future state workflows before selecting AI tools. Hybrid workflow design, deliberately determining which aspects of a process should be human-led, AI-augmented, or fully automated. Value stream identification, targeting processes with clear business outcomes and measurable value creation potential. Complexity-appropriate solutions, matching the sophistication of AI to the complexity of the problem, avoiding over-engineering. Cisco redesigned its hybrid work strategy by first mapping employee experiences and decision points, then selectively applying AI tools to enhance specific elements. This approach contributed to improved employee satisfaction with hybrid work arrangements while addressing the challenges of remote and office-based work. Green, 2025. Value creation over technology adoption. Research by Thai People reveals that organizations succeeding with AI in HR adopt a value first approach. As Volker Jacobs notes, the difference between organizations shipping measurable value from implementing AI in HR and those stuck presenting endless slides comes down to a single, replicable value creation pattern. Green, 2025. Effective tactics include business outcome definition, establishing specific, measurable business objectives for AI implementation. ROI modeling, developing detailed financial models for expected returns before significant investment. Minimum viable value, defining the smallest implementation that delivers meaningful business value. Success metrics, creating comprehensive measurement frameworks spanning operational, financial, and experience metrics. Google implemented this approach through what they call narrative-driven analytics, a framework ensuring that every AI application in HR begins with a clear articulation of the decision it enables and the value it creates. Their four-layer approach, data, analytics, decision, and narrative, helps ensure that analytics efforts lead to action rather than simply generating insights. Green, 2025. Product-oriented implementation models. Organizations that treat AI implementations as products rather than projects achieve significantly better results. Volker Jacobs of Thai People notes that product orientation is a key enabler of success for iterative AI transformation, as it brings customer centricity and thus adoption and speed to the new technology. Green, 2025. Key elements of this approach include user centered design, involving end users from the earliest stages of AI development. Cross-functional teams, forming dedicated teams with HR, IT, analytics, and business representation. Agile methodologies, employing iterative development cycles with frequent user testing. Continuous improvement, establishing feedback loops and improvement mechanisms post-launch. Dropbox applied this approach by analyzing what sets thriving employees apart in the age of AI. Their study identified that thriving employees 1. Build connections beyond their immediate team. 2. Design work schedules that protect focus. 3. Take on stretch projects to drive growth. 4. Prioritize physical activity and well-being. 5. Take intentional breaks to recharge. They also found that thriving employees were more likely to say that AI tools increase their productivity. Green, 2025. Human AI partnership frameworks. Organizations succeeding with AI implementation explicitly design for effective human AI collaboration rather than focusing primarily on automation. Amy Edmondson and Tomas Chamorro-Permusic argue that the real opportunity lies in rethinking jobs so humans spend more time where judgment, collaboration, and creativity are needed. Green, 2025. Practical approaches include task allocation frameworks, systematic methods for determining which tasks are best suited for humans versus AI. Capability augmentation, designing AI to enhance rather than replace human capabilities. Trust calibration, helping users develop appropriate trust in AI systems, neither overlying nor underutilizing. Learning loops, creating systems where humans improve AI and AI improves humans over time. McKinsey's research reinforces this approach, noting that humans remain essential, but their roles and numbers will change. The article emphasizes that humans are still crucial for overseeing accuracy and handling complex cases, but their responsibilities and the size of the teams will evolve. Green, 2025. Responsible AI governance models. Organizations successfully implementing AI in HR establish robust governance frameworks that address ethical considerations, bias mitigation, and transparency. The World Economic Forum's Chief People Officer's Outlook indicates that responsible AI deployment is becoming a priority for HR leaders. Green, 2025. Effective governance approaches include ethics review boards, cross-functional committees evaluating AI applications for potential risks and biases, transparent design principles, clear documentation of how AI systems make recommendations or decisions, ongoing monitoring, regular audits and reviews of AI outputs for unexpected patterns or biases, human appeal mechanisms, processes allowing employees to challenge or seek explanation for AI-generated decisions. McKinsey's guidance on agentic AI emphasizes the importance of rigorous evaluation and monitoring, Make it easy to track and verify every step. Implement monitoring at every step of the workflow to catch mistakes and improve performance. Green, 2025. Building long-term AI capability in HR. Talent and skill development strategies. Organizations succeeding in AI implementation invest systematically in building both technical and non-technical capabilities. As entry-level jobs face potential disruption from AI, there's a growing need to redesign these roles for development rather than just execution. Effective skill development approaches include HR AI fluency programs, structured learning paths for HR professionals to develop AI literacy, reskilling pathways, clear development routes for staff whose roles are most impacted by automation, technical specialist cultivation, targeted recruitment and development of data science and AI engineering talent, senior leader capability building, executive education focused on AI governance and strategic implications. Edmondson and Chamorro Music argue that entry-level jobs must be redesigned rather than replaced. Junior roles must no longer be defined by the repetitive, automatable tasks that AI can do better and faster. Instead, they should be designed to expose people to the why behind the work. Green, 2025. Integrated People Analytics Foundations. Organizations with mature people analytics functions are more likely to successfully implement AI in HR. These organizations build AI upon solid foundations of data governance, analytical expertise, and business partnership models. Key approaches include data readiness assessment, systematic evaluation of HR data quality, completeness, and accessibility, analytical maturity roadmaps, phased development of analytical capabilities from descriptive to predictive and prescriptive, business translation roles, dedicated positions focused on connecting analytical insights to business outcomes. Measurement frameworks, comprehensive systems for tracking value creation from analytics and AI. Google's approach to narrative-driven analytics demonstrates this integration, creating a framework that connects data, analysis, decisions, and storytelling. This helps ensure that insights lead to action rather than remaining theoretical. Green, 2025. Adaptive operating models. Organizations successfully scaling AI implementation modify their HR operating models to support continuous innovation while maintaining governance. Thai People's research indicates that traditional HR operating models are often ill-suited for AI implementation, requiring greater cross-functional collaboration and product management capabilities. Effective operating model adaptations include product management structures, organizing HR technology, efforts around employee and manager journeys. Innovation incubators, dedicated teams with protected resources for AI experimentation and development. Center of Excellence models, specialized groups providing AI expertise and implementation support. Federated governance, distributed decision-making with central oversight and shared standards. Workday's approach to addressing the hidden talent drain illustrates how operating models must evolve. Their research indicates that organizations need to take 3 steps. 1. Prioritizing internal growth by making career development visible, personalized, and tied to evolving business needs. 2. Clarifying strategic direction with consistent, transparent communication, especially as AI reshapes roles and expectations. 3. Using AI intentionally to redirect time, surface opportunities, and give employees a greater sense of agency and alignment. Green, 2025. Conclusion. The gap between AI ambition and implementation reality in HR represents both a challenge and an opportunity for organizations. As this analysis demonstrates, successfully bridging this gap requires more than merely adopting new technologies. It demands a fundamental rethinking of how HR work is designed, delivered, and measured. The evidence consistently shows that organizations achieving the greatest value from AI in HR share several key characteristics. They focus on workflow transformation rather than isolated technology deployment. They prioritize measurable value creation over technological sophistication. They adopt product-oriented implementation approaches. They design for effective human-AI partnership. And they establish robust governance frameworks. As McKinsey's research indicates, even as alternative datasets dramatically expand the analytical toolkit for HR and talent leaders, the BLS remains a crucial anchor for market-wide benchmarking and longitudinal analysis. Green, 2025. This principle applies broadly to AI implementation. New technologies should complement rather than replace existing expertise, enhancing human capabilities rather than diminishing them. The path forward requires HR leaders to move beyond viewing AI as simply another technology implementation and instead see it as a catalyst for reimagining the function's fundamental purpose and operating model. By doing so, they can close the implementation gap and unlock the full potential of AI to transform how organizations attract, develop, and engage their people.